So what I'm doing here is we are going to make herbed butter. This can be done with any kind of herbs, medicinal or dietary, you know. For each one of my wide-mouth pint jars, I am putting a 1/4 pound of butter. 1 jar of dried tarragon. This is probably, you know, 2 or 3 tablespoons of it, maybe. And then you put the lid on it. Then you put it in a metal boiling pan and you put it on canning jar rings. You don't want your jar to touch the metal because it will break the jar and waste your butter. You put it on the rings. I'm going to do dill. I love the smell of dill. Fine, and I'm just going to strip the rosemary. There we have a package of rosemary, 1/4 pound of butter. So you take your basil. Basil you have to cut. You just really have to cut it in order to break the cells up a little bit. And coarsely is all it takes. And stuff the jar. You take the pan and you put it on your stove. You add water. Now each of the jars is sealed. And let it boil until the butter melts. We are now removing our jars. It's been a half an hour or so. Isn't that beautiful? It's turning green. Tarragon. Trick for opening canning jars. You take the edge of your ring, you stick it in the little bit of slot between the screw and the canning top, and you give it a twist. Sometimes it'll loosen the top. This has been out just long enough to seal it. There we go. So you take your standard fine wire sieve and you pour your still melted butter and herbs into the sieve. You let it drain. Basil. This is almost like instant pesto. This is the dill. It has a smaller, it's dried, and you can see the color is more intense. You do this with any kind of herb. You can do it with lavender, do it with thyme. It's a good way of getting some kinds of medicinal herbs in to the system. This is the tarragon. All of the essences, all of the oil-borne resins and essences of the herb have been transferred into the butter. And there you have rosemary, basil, dill, and tarragon butters. They should be refrigerated, used within a couple of weeks, or frozen and used within a couple of months. This is Avery-herbed. This is what I do. Thanks a lot.